Chapter 16. Kaf, Ha, Ya, Ain, Sad. I said to my atheist friend, undoubtedly, these disjointed letters at the beginnings of the surahs must have stunned you when you first came across them. These Ha, Mim, Ta, Sin, Mim, Alif, Lam, Mim, Kaf, Ha, Ya, Ain, Sad, Qaf, Sad. Tell me, what did you say to yourself as you read them? He merely stretched his lips in a gesture of weariness and bother and said in a fragmented mutter, Meaning what? Meaning any random talk with which the Prophet is making fun of you? All right, I said, let us test this talk which we claim is empty, and which you imagine the Prophet used to mock us. Let us take a small, simple surah from these surahs, Surah Of, for example, and conduct an experiment. We will count how many times the letter Qaf appears in it, and we will find it contains 57 Qafs. Then we take the following surah, which is Surah Ash-Shura, roughly twice its length, and it also opens with the letter Qaf. We will find that it too contains 57 Qafs. Is this a coincidence? Let's add them. 57 plus 57 equals 114, the number of surahs in the Quran. Do you remember how Surah Qaf begins and how it ends? It begins with Qaf by the glorious Quran, and it ends with, so remind, O Muhammad, by the Quran, whoever fears my threat. As if these are indications that Qaf symbolizes the Quran, and the total Qafs are 114, which is the total number of surahs in the Quran. My companion said with indifference, these matters are mere coincidences. I replied calmly, we will proceed with the experiment. We will input the surahs of the Quran into the electronic brain and ask it to provide us with statistics on the frequency rates of the letter Qaf in all the surahs. He became tense and fully alert. And did they actually do that? I said calmly, yes, they did it. And what was the result? The electronic brain told us that the highest averages in rates are found in Surah Qaf, and that this surah surpassed all other surahs in the entire Mus'haf in the frequency of this letter. Is that another coincidence? Strange. And Surah Ar-Ra'd begins with the letters Alif, Lam, Mim, Ra. The electronic brain provided us with statistics on the frequency of these letters within the surah as follows. Alif occurred 625 times. Lam occurred 479 times. Mim occurred 260 times. In the same descending order, Alif, Lam, Mim. Then the electronic brain calculated the frequency rates of these letters in the entire Mus'haf and presented us with the second bombshell. The highest rates and averages for these letters are found in Surah Ar-Ra'd, and this surah mathematically surpassed the entire Mus'haf in these letters. The same story with Alif, Lam, Mim in Surah Al-Baqarah. Alif occurred 4,592 times. Lam occurred 3,204 times. Mim occurred 2,195 times. In the same descending order, Alif, Lam and Mim. And they occur in the surah at rates higher than the other letters. The same story with Alif, Lam, Mim in Surah Al-Imran. Alif occurred 2,578 times. Lam occurred 1,885 times. Mim occurred 1,251 times. In the same descending order, Alif, Lam and Mim. And they occur in the surah at rates higher than the other letters. The same story with Alif, Lam, Mim in Surah Al-Ankabut. Alif occurred 784 times. Lam occurred 554 times. Mim occurred 344 times. In the same descending order, Alif, Lam and Mim. and they occur in the surah at rates higher than the other letters. The same story with Alif Lam Mim in Surah Ar-Rum. Alif occurred 547 times, Lam occurred 396 times, Mim occurred 318 times in the same descending order, Alif, Lam and Mim, and they occur in the surah at rates higher than the other letters. And in all the surahs beginning with the letters Alif, Lam, Mim, we find that the Meccan surahs mathematically surpass the other Meccan surahs in the Mus'haf. And in Alif, Lam, Mim, Sad of Surah Al-A'raf, the electronic brain tells us that the rates of these letters are the highest in Surah Al-A'raf and that it mathematically surpasses all the Meccan surahs in the Mus'haf. In Surah Taha, we find that the letters Ta and Ha occur in it at rates that surpass all the Meccan surahs in the Mus'haf. Likewise, in Kaf, Ha, Ya, Ain, Sad of Surah Maryam, the rates of these letters rise above all the Meccan surahs in the Mus'haf. Furthermore, we find that all the surahs open with the letters Ha, Mim. If grouped together, their frequency rates for the letters Ha and Mim surpass all the Meccan surahs in the Mus'haf. Similarly, the two surahs opened with the letter Sad, which are Surah Sad and Al-A'raf, it is noticed that they were revealed consecutively. If grouped together, they mathematically surpass the rest of the Mus'haf. Likewise, the surahs that open with the letters Alif, Lam, Mim, Ra, which are Ibrahim, Yunus, Hud, Yusuf, and Al-Hijr, four of which came consecutively in the timeline of revelation. When grouped together, the electronic brain gave us the highest rates in the proportion of their letters Alif, Lam, Mim, and Ra among all the Meccan surahs in the Mus'haf.
As for Surah Yasin, we notice that the indication is present but reversed, because the order of the letters is reversed. The Ya comes first in Yasin, contrary to the alphabetical order. Thus, we see that the frequency of the letter Ya and the letter Sin in the surah is less than their frequency in all the Mus'haf, both Madani and Makki. So the statistical indication is here, but it is reversed. My friend had fallen completely silent. I said, reassuring him, I am not saying this from myself. Rather, it is a study conducted by an Egyptian scholar in America, Dr. Rashad Khalifa. And this book in your hands presents this study in detail, The Miracle of the Quran. And I handed him an English book printed in America by the author. My friend began to flip through the book in silence. I said, the matter is no longer a coincidence. We are facing precise laws and calculated letters, every letter placed with a balance. And I began to recite to him from Surah Ash-Shura. It is Allah who has sent down the book in truth and with the balance. And what a balance! Here we are before a balance so precise it weighs the hair and the letter. I think the idea of the Prophet composing the Quran and saying to himself beforehand, I will compose Surah Ar-Ra'd from the letters Alif, Lam, Mim, Ra, and I will include in it the highest rates of these letters compared to the rest of the book, while he hasn't even composed the book yet. Such a supposition is no longer permissible. And where is the one who would count these rates for him? It is a task that cannot be performed except by an electronic brain. If he were to undertake it himself, he would spend several years just counting the letters in one surah, adding and subtracting with the knowledge of his time, and he didn't even know the knowledge of his time. Would he be composing or working as a letter counter? Here we are facing an impossibility. And if we know that the Quran was revealed gradually in segments over 23 years, then we will know that setting predetermined statistical rates for its letters is another impossibility, a matter that can only be known by the all-knowing who knows everything before it happens and who counts faster and more accurately than all electronic sciences? Allah, who encompasses all things in knowledge. And what are these disjointed letters in the openings except symbols of His knowledge embedded in the layers of His book for us to uncover throughout the ages? We will show them our signs in the horizons and within themselves until it becomes clear to them that it is the truth.
And I do not say that these are all the secrets of the letters. Rather, it is merely a beginning. No one knows to what horizons these letters will lead us. With this new signification, it utterly and categorically refutes the allegation of human authorship. Then it places us before precise balances and profound meanings for every letter, so that none of us would dare to say that he is facing just any talk. Do you not see, my friend, that you are facing a discourse that cannot be just any talk? My friend did not answer. He just kept flipping through the English book, browsing through it, then turning it over again without uttering a word.